Hi, everybody.
What it do, baby boo?
Happy day.
Jesus. This is like the sixth
No,
time we've tried to
no,
do this
no,
intro.
no. Okay,
Y'all,
what do you want back?
for
from me?
some reason, sometimes
No.
we suck at intros.
It's just hard to get rip rolling. No, ready?
Like this should have taken us maybe 3 minutes,
We're at 30 minutes.
and we are currently at 30 minutes.
Well, some of that was spent setting shit up. Hi, everybody.
What it do, baby boo? For the 5th time, 6th time, 7th time, how many times does this happen where I'm like, for the 5th time?
Listen.
We do intros. We do like 6 intros before the actual intro.
It's true. Time expands to meet our needs, okay?
Not when my child is with the in-laws. Time is of the essence when she's with the in-laws.
Okay, this podcast.
Wild.
It took an unexpected turn.
I thought we were going to talk about breathwork.
We did, briefly.
For the first 15 minutes, y'all, we talked about breathwork. BreatheWithKimberlyRose.com. Kimberly is a baller.
She's the freaking best.
I mean, she's changed both of our lives.
100% hands down. Breathwork is one of those tools that if I had to give somebody one thing to try, aside from Rudy, of course.
Thank you.
No, but for real, breathwork can benefit anyone, anytime, anywhere. It genuinely completely changed the trajectory of our lives.
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen it happen to other people too.
Yeah. She also is having a sale, which she'll mention at the end of the episode, but 50% off a private session with her, which is like a very big savings.
Till the end of February.
Yes, till the end
2024.
Yeah.
In case somebody's listening to us, 2025.
Yes. If you go to her website, you'll see details there. But
go do it.
And then follow her on Instagram at breathewithkimberlyrose. But the podcast was just wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't expect to just be chatting with their guides midway through. That's for sure.
I'm so curious to hear not what people think, but like if it resonates.
Yeah, for the people that haven't listened to the 2 other episodes that have come out this year,
it's getting weirder.
Yeah, I've unlocked a few things, talking to spirits and spirit guides and all types of things.
Yeah, this is probably like the, what do you think, 15th reading that you've done, maybe?
I mean, minimum. Yeah, all in like the past couple of weeks, all of a sudden stuff started to come in and I started to hear more things and I wasn't missing.
I mean, you have known things that there is no possible way you could know.
Well, I mean, I'm talking to like dead people and it's like, yeah, this is your grandparent and it starts with the letter S.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, Grandma Sarah.
I was so glad that you didn't have a hard time finding a name in your brain.
That was a true story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't hard because it happened. But like, yeah, I'm knowing stuff that I shouldn't be knowing, like in my normal brain. It's all coming in through these spirit guides. Yeah, I'm getting these downloads and it's been wild. So I definitely wasn't expecting it on this podcast for like guides to come through. But halfway through, Kimberly opened it a little bit.
Yeah, she's such an open person. I mean, she's done a shit ton of breath work. Mm-hmm. So,
but at like 15 minutes into the podcast, yeah, I think you mentioned something like, are you hearing something or something like that? And I was, but that's not what the podcast was for. Right, so But then Kimberly was like, go for it. Yeah. And we went for it.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you feel about trigger warnings, but I do think it's helpful to know, like, we talk about sexual assault. I mean, you guys will see, it's just wild. And I always want to say this in relation to like your readings, because for you, at least, I'm sure it's different for every channel, every medium, whatever you want to call it. But for you, what tends to come up is the dark shit. It's like the trauma.
How I like to say it in the beginning of my readings is that for the most part, I am meant to just be a channel. And a lot of times when I am that channel and I'm talking to your guides, we're not talking about unicorns and butterflies.
Yeah.
It's usually stuff that's been stuffed under the rug for years and years, and we're going to bring it out and talk about it. The whole goal of that is to get you to your highest self, and your guides don't give a shit about anybody else but you, and their whole goal is to get you to your higher self and learn in this lifetime. So when you're lollygagging around and sweeping things under the rug, specifically trauma, they want you to clear it. So a lot of times things like sexual assault or stuff like that comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey because people aren't like smiling at me on the other end, but we're watching a lot of healing. I mean, Erin's been a part of multiple readings at this point. And honestly, thankfully, she's been a part of them because I have so many doubts still. And then I'll be like, boy, you would have never known.
The things that you have known, I mean, I don't want to bring up specific details just for people's privacy, but it's like, there's just no...
It's wild. It started coming in the beginning of January. January, and it is just strengthened since. What ends up happening is I do a full out reading for Kimberly per the invitation of her.
And obviously we have sent this to her and cleared everything. Like, we would never air this if it wasn't 100% okay with her.
Her vulnerability is admirable, because I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Yeah,
so
I know. I just think it's important, first of all, for everyone to understand that humaning is hard. It just is. I don't have one friend right now that's not going through something really, really hard. So like, I think as a just collective, it's helpful to know that we're not alone, and that it's not like our fault. You know, we do invite some things into our life oftentimes, and
since January, like the beginning of January, I've done 15, 20 readings thus far. Everyone's got so much trauma.
I know.
Like, humaning is hard. We're all fucked up in our own ways, but just know, like, you're not alone. I'm watching people heal left and right with their eyes opening to things that they had swept under the rug for so long.
What's that quote? It's like the magic lies in the places that we're most afraid to look. We're all so afraid to look at those dark corners of our souls. And if we could just do it with love and know that we'll make it through, it's not going to kill us to look there, that's when we start to tap into like real freedom.
So if you want a reading, y'all, tap in, because I'm doing them. So there you go.
You're going to have to start charging, or else you're going to be
I know. It's been super helpful, honestly, just to build my confidence in it. Definitely learning how to approach it, how to communicate it. Sometimes it's difficult because I feel like a lot of my empathy and my personality kind of moves aside in order for me to channel. But I think I'm starting to understand how to communicate this more effectively. And each spirit guide, like everyone's spirit guides, have their own personalities. So how it comes in, I'm starting to realize that there's an intention of how it's coming in, because that's exactly how the person needs to hear it. So sometimes I think, damn, that was rough around the edges. But when I don't filter things, it seems to be more impactful and powerful.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Please give us feedback. I'm so curious to know if it resonates, if you want more of it. I mean, regardless, we're just going to record what feels authentic to us. But I don't know. I hope it helps.
And don't forget, breathewithkimberlyrose.com, 50% off private sessions. Y'all need to tap into that and breathe.
Don't miss out.
I wouldn't be talking to spirit guides if it wasn't for Kimberly.
It's true.
So
she helped open you.
Yep.
There's also a group breathwork session. It's only $10. It's on February 17th at 9 a.m. PST, so 12 p.m. Eastern.
EST? No excuses.
Yeah, it's $10, guys. Come on. I usually feel freaking blissed out, high on life after breathwork, so
it's good stuff.
It's worth it. Promise.
Enjoy this episode, y'all.
Enjoy. Stay open.
Thanks to you, I'm in like a whole nother realm now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It was your breathwork session where I felt like I had that awakening where my third eye opened. Anybody that listens to the podcast knows that story. It happened, and I definitely felt a shift. It made me start believing in like the mystical realm. But then I started hearing trees talk to me. Do you know that?
You did mention that, and that only happens to me on mushrooms.
Yep. Well, same at first. And then they kept talking to me, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So then I reached out to a medium, and a medium hopped on with me, and she was like, oh, like, you've got some stuff going on. And she was like, just wait. You're just going to remember. You're just going to remember. And then like a few weeks later, all of a sudden I'm talking to spirit guides and dead people, and I'm not missing.
Oh my gosh.
Full-blown psychic husband over here.
I am batting perfect right now.
All right.
And I know I'm talking to people, and I'll be like, your sibling passed away. And they'll be like, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, the other day, I can say this fully, right? About your grandma?
Yeah.
Okay. The other day, I noticed, because I talk to Erin's spirit guides like all the time.
They're tighter than we are, maybe.
That's a fact. And Erin has a spirit with her, but I noticed another spirit with her. And I was like, dude, you have another spirit. Who is this? And it ended up being her grandma. And we've got some skeptics in the family about the stuff that I do.
I don't know why. It's super normal.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, you need to give me proof for the skeptics. And she gave me something that Erin wouldn't know, but the skeptic would. And it was a baby blue blanket. And don't you know, there's that baby blue blanket that's been passed down generations in the family. That skeptic is no more.
The skeptic.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So did you have this gift like when you were a kid? Because a lot of us, we come in with these gifts and then we might forget about them, or it gets moved on or pushed away. And did you have this as a kid? Like even when you played?
I had a really big imagination, and I had imaginary friends. I don't remember it being like connecting to spirits or ghosts or dead people or anything like that. I definitely felt energy easily. Like I could tell if something was off or if my parents were mad or whatever. Nothing like this though.
It's so fun. It makes life worth living. It brings hope when this stuff like this happens, when your gifts really come through. Oh my gosh, it makes life so exciting.
Wild experiences. But I'm doing readings like multiple times a week now.
Wow. That is so cool. Yeah. Holy smokes.
So that's all thanks to breathwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's what woke me up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've seen people even just do one session and it blasts them into a whole different direction. Like their whole life changes. I mean, I've seen it happen. That's why people are so afraid of it sometimes, because they know once they see their truth and like, whoa, this is what I'm made for. This is why I'm here. Or if it doesn't happen the first session, it does happen within a few sessions. So that's exciting. I'm so happy.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I read something yesterday that said people aren't afraid of how powerless they are. They're actually afraid of how powerful they are. And I think that's why breathwork can be scary for people, because it's like we know deep down that we have the power to change our lives, or we have the power to be whoever we kind of secretly want to be, or whatever it is. But breathwork helps to kind of like blast that open.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both completely different people because of breathwork. I'm sure you say the same. Do you talk to, I mean, you're definitely like hooked into something, because I know my personal experience breathing with you in a breathwork session, it's like you are literally saying what I need to hear from source. Or it's like I'll have a thought and you'll give me an answer through source. So I know you're tapped into something, but like, do you have psychic or like other kind of gifts that you tapped into through breathwork?
Yes, I believe I had these gifts even at a very, very young age, but we weren't taught. We were taught they were wrong and bad and sinful, kind of a thing. And when I started doing breath work when I was 22 years old, I'm almost 40, it made my intuition, like I have really psychic dreams. Like I'll have a dream about someone and it'll come true. So I know when I have those dreams, I need to just keep paying attention. For me, what I believe is happening when people come do like a private one-on-one, I'm hearing their guides. That's what I feel it is. I have to come in very surrendered, very humble. I used to be cocky with it because when I realized that I was psychic, I used to tell everyone, and that and that backfired. So I really keep it to myself. But yeah, so for example, there was a woman a few weeks ago who came in, and here in my studio, I feel like this very like angelic Mother Mary presence. I'm like, oh, I guess whoever's coming in soon, they must have you like as an angel or something, like a guardian angel, or maybe they're really connected to her. And I was like, cool. I don't know who it is, and then I totally forgot about it. And then 3 or 4 days later, this woman was just sobbing, and she's like, the Virgin Mary's with me, and she's telling me it's going to be okay, because just her whole life has just fallen apart. And then this energy came in, and I'm like, oh, that's what that was, and I just kind of keep it hush hush. But yeah,
not anymore. You just said it on a podcast.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're right. Everyone's going to know now. So, but yeah, I do have some kind of connection. Before my boyfriend lost everything, was pushed out of his company that he built, I heard a voice for 3 weeks, and it's like, do you really love him? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, but what if he loses everything? If he loses everything, are you going to be there for him? And I'm like, of course, but why are you fucking saying that? So for 3 weeks, I'm like, oh, he's going to lose everything. God damn it. And he did. And he's just slowly over a year and a half getting it back.
Wow.
And I'm like, I already knew this was happening. He's like, what? Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, there is no way to tell someone they're about to lose everything, And so, but
I'm going to just shoot you straight though. If somebody comes to you and tells you that about me, you better fucking be coming to me and telling me. Don't be making me learn it the hard way. Right. Let's have a pact. If something comes to me about you, I'm going to holler at you. And then
deal,
thank you very much.
Deal.
Okay.
100%. You have full
You just give me some
permission to
heads
tell
up,
me
that'd be
whatever.
great.
Yeah. And so, I don't know if it's God or, whoever. So it's just like, sometimes it's Jesus, sometimes it's Buddha, sometimes it's an aunt or an uncle. When you've done a breathwork session before, Erin, your grandma's come in. Remember? Do you remember?
Actually, that's wild. I have to update you on this. I remember there was one breathwork session where I felt like I met the baby that was stillborn before me. We've recently had an experience. He was essentially doing a reading for me in the car, and I was just asking questions like, is there anyone with me? And he's like, yeah, there's a really young spirit with you. I was like, well, who would that be? I don't know. And he immediately was like, it's the baby's name. And I just have always felt so deeply connected to that soul, which is weird. Like, even as a kid, I remember just like loving that baby, loving that soul, like feeling really almost like grief for the fact that it died. Like, I don't know, even as a young child. So it made a lot of sense. That one has been with me, but yeah, he's just here teaching me. I don't remember my grandma coming through. I believe you, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do have it somewhere in your notes. I'll have to look. But also something I don't get to talk about very much is babies come. I don't know why I am connected with baby spirits.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of women come in to do breath work who are trying to get pregnant, and their baby will come in and tell them like, I'm ready for you, or just give me another month or two,
Wow.
Yeah, I've got some pretty wild stories with that. I don't get to talk about that on my Instagram because I don't want to scare people, but you can connect to anyone through breathing. You can hear an uncle or whatever you're supposed to, or whatever you're ready to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's the really cool thing about breathwork is I remember I don't know, maybe it was the first time that we did a one-on-one session, and I was like, wow, I've never done mushrooms, but I feel like that's what it feels like. And you were like, it is. Yup, you just experienced like a psychedelic trip without mushrooms. I now have experienced psychedelics, and it is exactly the same way. It's the wildest experience. We know scientifically with at least psilocybin, there's like the serotonin boost and how the body reacts to it. Increasing oxygen has to do something similar because, at least for me, I'm like out of body tripping balls, and it's the exact same thing. And all I'm doing is breathing normally for an hour. So there's something there.
Yeah. And so when I do breath work, I am processing all the layers in my life, the chaos, the twists and turns. So I'm just kind of like processing and just taking it one breath at a time. Like, oh, okay, it's okay. I'm safe, gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the breathe, I'm back in that like angelic light space, that really powerful, joyful. I got 2 breathwork sessions in last week, and I have been on fire for life, like a born again Christian.
I love it.
Best.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I feel like
I do remember that moment in my life.
When just like
Josh was 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like the best part about breathwork is to like just hearing Josh's experience versus mine versus friends that have done breathwork. You can feel so safe doing it because whatever you need in the specific day and time and whatever is happening in your life is what's going to come through. So like where Josh may have some crazy psychedelic experience or out of body experience, or he had his third eye open, like this kind of like awakening happened for him, it can be something so much more gentle and like just whatever the person is needing, which is why I love to recommend it to everybody. Literally, there's not one person that I don't think wouldn't benefit from breath work. But yeah, I feel like each one is so unique. It just gives you exactly what you need.
Yeah, every time I tell people in sessions, like every session's different. So whatever happened the last time, just throw it out because it's be a different experience every time. And people, they do always get what they need. Even if you fight it for 60 minutes, at the end, you will get, it'll come through as soon as, by the time we're done with the session.
Can you talk us through a little bit like the kind of natural progression through an hour of breathing? Like I know that each one is unique, of course, but is there any like commonalities that you see from session to session, like the first 10 minutes or then like there's a breakthrough at this time?
Yeah, it can be different for anyone. Sometimes it takes 3 minutes and the body's releasing or their body is, vibrating. And then if they're afraid to let the body process and kind of feel all the feels, their body can get pretty tight for like those 30, 40 minutes until they realize like, oh, this is going to help. This, like I'm safe. Like nothing bad's going to happen. What are you going to say, Josh? You're going to say anything?
Oh, yeah, I don't know anybody like that.
Josh's whole body would be locked.
Yeah. I've never experienced that before.
People, yeah. When I train people, to become breath workers, I let them know, let's give their body 15 minutes to just slowly ease into the session. So 15 minutes to squirm around and cough and, move their bodies and get the session how they want it, right? So we're just kind of like controlling session maybe. The first 15 minutes is like kind of getting through the layers of the ego and like, oh, this sucks, or I don't like this breath worker, or there's sounds, the dog's barking, you just got to get through all the distractions. And then from 15 minutes to 30 is when they're really releasing, most people. So just kind of holding their hand, but we do kind of up the breathing a little bit more, just a little bit deeper inhale, 20% more. So after 15 minutes, then we get a little bit more oxygen, because then by then their body trusts me, and no judgment, and just nothing but love and compassion for wherever they are in their life and the layers. So, and then 15 minutes to 30, I'm just kind of opening up the muscles and the joints and the layers. Meanwhile, their brain is still processing, flashing back to old memories or something someone said a couple weeks ago that pissed them off, so whatever the body's still holding on to. Somewhere in there, eventually they get to that floaty space, and I just kind of let them be. I let them go to sleep for a few minutes, then I bring them back slowly. And then, whatever I feel, because when I'm in the session, I can feel what their body's going through. I can feel like if they have heart pain, then my heart will start hurting. If their throat, if they're,
Josh
if their throat is really tight.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So my body, I didn't realize until just recently how much I use my body in these breathwork sessions. I use my body to guide me, like on what they're releasing. Like I'll get nausea out of nowhere during someone's session, and I'll say, okay, if you feel a little nauseous, just take 3 deep breaths in. They're like, how'd you know I was nauseous? Stuff like that. So this gets strengthened. Like your gifts really get strengthened when you do breath work every session. You just learn how to you really learn how to trust yourself and your body, and like, okay, so I also have to learn not to take how I'm feeling personally before their sessions, because I'll have like a raging headache or my neck will be in pain. As soon as we start, they'll be like, oh, I have a headache, or your neck's out. I'm like, oh, okay. Once we start breathing, it clears. It's very annoying. It's a blessing and a curse. I have to do all the things to protect myself.
Yeah. Do you find, at least when I'm doing readings now, I don't have to work as hard anymore, but you can't take on their energy. Do you have kind of rituals or, I don't know, things you do post sessions with people where you kind of clear that for yourself?
Yeah, I do all the things and I still need more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get an hour breathwork session in a week, just because my body, we just naturally hold on to things for people. I think it's just maybe because it's what we've been taught. I'm calling in all my angels, my team for support, like protect me. I'm calling in that golden shield of light, but you really have to do it. Like you have to stand up and really mean it when you do it. You can't just be like protection.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to get my whole body into it. I mean, I call it all in. I call in Jesus. I call everything, because our bodies can carry it. And so like when I do acupuncture on myself, their stuff can get stored in my organs. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. But when I do take time, it does work. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If I take 30 seconds to do it, it works. If I don't, their stuff might be on me and I don't realize it until I lay down and do an hour of breath work to get it off. I still need to figure something out. There's got to be a prayer or something that I don't know about yet. I sage, I do all the stuff. I do it all.
I'll work with you.
I need all the help I can get, so bring it on. It sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I immediately noticed that when I was the readings that I do, there is no unicorns and butterflies that exist. It is uprooting trauma that has been swept under the rug for years and years and years. So a lot of stuff that comes up is abortions, miscarriages, affairs, people that have passed, sexual assaults. Like it's all of this heavy, deep trauma. I mean, quickly recognize that I have to almost like put my personality, my empathy, my entire being aside as I'm channeling, or else I'll attach to that energy and it's not my energy to attach to. And at first wasn't doing a good enough job of that. And I wasn't necessarily getting like mirroring symptoms, but I'd like wake up with anxiety and I don't have anxiety anymore. And I'd be like, what the fuck is this? And I'd be like, oh, like I didn't clear this well, or I was too attached. I know you experience this because like I've been in a part of them. People get really emotional as they're releasing. And when I bring up traumas, they're not smiling at me. So in most cases, they're like in tears, or their energy really shifts, or anger comes out, or whatever. And I can't attach to the energy that they're emitting because it's not mine. It's not mine to bear either. I'm so new at this, but it's going to take a lot of practice to not only release, but not attach to it during the sessions.
Yeah, thank you for that reminder. It's that as a breath worker, the number one rule is God's the breather, or,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And they are in charge, not me. I'm just holding the space. So thank you for that reminder, because I need to put myself out of it and then just call it in for them. Like my body is not responsible to carry this.
Yeah, it's more, at least for me, it's more difficult to do with people that I love or care about. People that are in my life that I've done it to, I definitely feel more attached emotion to what's coming up and how it's making them feel. Sometimes I have to be even less empathetic to those people because of that, where I'm just kind of like spitfiring hard shit at them because I can't emotionally attach to it. Like you're saying, there's no judgment of what's coming up. Like, humaning sucks and we're all fucked up, but it has nothing to do with me being like, holy shit, I can't believe they did this. That's crazy. It's more of just like, oh, I feel that this is really hard for you. I feel that it sucks. And once you do that, you're in trouble. At least in my experience so far.
I don't know though, because I think the more, I mean, we're into like out there stuff now. Ever since his kind of psychic stuff turned on, I'm just so freaking curious about everything, the universe, whatever. So we're watching all these documentaries about the nature of consciousness and like, what are we doing here as souls in these human vessels? And from what we can gather through people with gifts like you guys, and I'm sure I have my own gifts that are just not yet tapped fully, but
she does.
Of course you
but
do.
I know, they will say that essentially the density of Earth, of like this plane, this dimension, like it's really dense here. We had to get our energy dense to become physical form, and it's in such a way that we have more access to emotions than other whatever dimensions or galaxies, or I don't know who knows what. But the whole point is to develop like a deep compassion, because we can feel the dense shit here. Like, it feels hard. It is hard to be a human, and so we don't get that experience in other places, other dimensions. So that's literally why we're here, not to hurt and not to suffer, but to understand compassion on a different level, because we can feel it. Like, we know how hard it is.
Kimberly, she's from the angelic realm. That's where her soul's from.
I know she is. I know she is.
Says the angelic realm being.
I know.
I'm like, fuck that shit. Like, I don't want your mess. Yeah, get out of here. No.
I'll hold your hand. There's a reason I'm a nurse. There's a reason I've always wanted to work with people that are sick and dying. Like who does that? It's just, I feel like that's why we're all here, is to be compassionate at our core. Yeah. Where's Kimberly from? Can you see?
Do you? I don't know. I don't have to tap into you right now if you don't.
You can tap.
Do you know how many guys you have?
No.
You have 4 right now.
Okay, cool.
You have 2 right behind you and 1 on either side. Your lead guide is over your right shoulder.
Okay.
Divine feminine, all 4.
Oh.
Those 4 have been with you for a while. Yeah. So immediately, I won't talk about it. Immediately, traumas and stuff come up. That's what I'm here for. So
tell me.
Josh has
tell me
learned
the
that
trauma. Tell me what's up.
Tell me what's up.
Go back.
Your throat chakra is way off.
Yeah.
You haven't used your voice in quite a bit. You almost feel like it's been restricted to people specifically, both with masculine energy. There's a lot.
Yeah,
your guys just unloaded on me. Okay, let me control it for a second. Do you want me to bring up stuff?
Let me take a deep breath.
Let
me take a deep breath first.
Okay. Were you sexually assaulted?
Oh fuck! It froze.
Of all the times to
of all, did you hear my question?
No, I didn't. You're back.
Literally, were you sexually assaulted?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what I asked you, and then nothing happened on this other
of
side.
It shut off when you asked that question. Oh yeah.
A defining piece of your life where your voice was taken away. It hasn't fully come back since then. There's something recently that's happened though, like within the past 2 months, that triggered you enough to push that voice further down. Does that resonate? Yeah, you haven't used your voice in a long time. You haven't used your voice externally, but you haven't used your voice for yourself either. Inner communication with yourself is pretty dark. Your root chakra is a little off. Like, you're not feeling fully safe in yourself right now. You need to ground big time. Not ground as in like go put your feet in, but like you need to like recenter yourself big time.
Can I just move back to California then?
Your guides are like pretty snippy. She goes making excuses again. Me.
I feel like so in my voice and in my power when I'm in California, and here I just feel like, I know I need to master being here while I'm here, right where I'm at.
Yeah, they're saying that like you need to figure out how to be able to use your voice anywhere. Like it's not always going to be free. Oh, what's your boyfriend's name?
Scott.
Did you have like a little like an argument or something in the past 2 weeks?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're like still thinking about it.
Oh,
it's still really bothering you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you for sure feel like you can't safely communicate about it.
I can say anything.
You don't feel safe saying what you really want to say.
Feel like this is how it should be, and so
for sure,
just kind of laying down the laws, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but he's also going through his process. So yeah, there's things I've spoken to him about months ago that I still think about, and
yeah.
I think about it all the time.
They're saying say it and let it go is what they're saying to me.
Yeah,
like.
You're holding on to
it too much.
Yeah. My dad had affairs on my mom while I was in the womb. So my biggest triggers are, I'm in a relationship now. And so all that, like all my shadow sides are coming out on trust and but I can't seem to let it the frick go.
Yeah,
he's so innocent
on to a lot
and
of
he's
stuff.
a good person. Like let it go. Like life is good. It could be way worse.
Somebody young passed.
Young, how young? I'm trying to...
Not an adult.
I had miscarriages.
Yeah, okay. I'm being respectful, one. But two, like I'm learning to differentiate. Quickly, I can identify that a woman has had a soul leave its body, leave the woman's body. Like not their soul, a different soul.
Got it.
How I hear it, it's slightly different when it's a miscarriage or an abortion. So I felt free to ask you that because...
Oh, yeah.
I need to learn that.
Yeah.
But more than one?
I had a couple.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. Because if you picked up on the abortion, because I asked the baby to leave my body. I was with a really bad guy. Okay. So I was like, please leave. This is not going to be your dad.
There's one with you, but not all of them. Like one's with you right now. It's funny because your guides, they're all divine feminine, but I'm typically talking with your lead. Although I say they as a collective because it feels like they're all giving me information. Really, the only one that I feel like is giving me information is your lead. I'm just going to identify her as she. You understand?
Okay.
I feel like her attention was fully on me and then she looked away. So I followed, and that's when I was like, oh, there's another spirit here. And then I went, oh, that spirit's like super young. And I wasn't meaning, oh, you lost a sibling or a kid when you were like a friend when you were younger. Immediately I was like, oh, okay, there's at least one baby spirit. And then I went to like your solar plexus. And immediately I was like, okay, souls have left her before, which then allowed me to see. And then that's when I start to get fuzzy of like, okay, is this abortion or miscarriage? And I'm trying to figure those out now.
Yeah, cool.
Do you know the genders of the miscarriages?
The first one I felt was a boy. It came in and told me why he came and showed me where he was from and the stars. And then we had an experience together. And I'm assuming it was a boy because it was masculine, kind of a boy energy, I guess. But I don't know. I just felt like it was a boy, the first one.
They're just giving me a decent amount, so I'm just working through it.
Take your time.
You're like fairly discontent right now?
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm depressed as fuck right now.
Yeah.
I'm in the rain.
She's saying guides aren't easy. Like they're meant to get you to your highest. And
bring it on.
They don't care about anybody else. They don't care about anybody else. They're solely focused on you.
I'm so over myself.
Yeah. She says your laughs have a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So she goes laughing with her hurt again, is essentially how she said it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The depression's there, but I'm talking like a little bit of it's deeper than that. She's making sure that you're understanding that it's deeper than the depression. Like the discontentment is with self in a lot of ways. And it's because you've been shown discontentment with self by others, mostly masculine. Yeah, you've definitely had a fair share of shit that's gone on with men, or at least people that present themselves in the masculine form. So I guess there could be women that have dominant masculine personalities that you don't vibe with either. She's saying that, not on like a egotistical perspective on my side, but she's saying that you can pinpoint that I'm one of the first masculine beings that reminded you that like masculine energy doesn't have to be shitty. And she's saying that like more and more of that's going to come into your life. If you have a child, it would have been a boy no matter what, because your soul needs that. Your soul needs like a retraining of how you look at the masculine. So much so that she's saying that you have like suppressed the masculine side of you, like the divine masculine personality that exists in all of us. You've suppressed it out of fear, which is causing you a lot of problems. Do you have a question? Were you going to say something?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Or I was going to say, I was raised with cutthroat men. I was raised on job sites in the construction world.
Yep.
Just very hard, abusive.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you, well, I keep feeling this baby spirit wants to come in. That's what I was going to ask you.
Well, that's it. The baby spirit's there.
Yeah.
Wait, that a new baby spirit or past baby spirit?
Not new.
Yeah. It's right there.
Yeah. No, I can feel this. I always tell Scott, probably going to have a boy. I'd be really shocked if it was a girl.
Yeah. Multiple sexual assaults, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The first one, when you were younger, stripped you of everything, and you have yet to regain it. There's like pieces there that were left there that would serve you well in the present. Not the trauma. You just, everything, your power was stripped, and you keep giving your power to everyone else. And quote unquote, we're fed up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
The first assault or molestation or whatever you want to call it was somebody that you knew though, right?
Yeah, it was my uncle. I was like 2.
Yep. Okay.
If not younger.
Okay. They're asking you to identify, understanding the trauma that exists all around this, the good parts of that being versus the bad parts of that being. Can you do that?
My brain says yes, but my body says no.
Exactly.
Like I can always, I can always find the good in everything, but my throat just closed up when you asked that question.
Yep. So did mine. Are you actively trying to have a kid? Okay.
No, but I told the baby, like, listen, I will never plan for you. So just in the next year or 2, come on in when you're ready. Cause I can't plan.
Well,
it freaks me out.
Careful
so I'm
there,
like,
honey bunches of oats.
I know. I'm like, I will never plan to conceive the baby. It's got to just come in when it does. But we are I'm very protective.
Nothing is going to happen. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen until you can fully embrace the good of the characteristics that are in your uncle, because those good characteristics are going to be in the baby that would come.
Damn. The good characteristics of my uncle?
Yep.
Or just like masculine?
Nope. Specific good characteristic traits.
Okay.
It's not going to happen until you can fully accept the good.
Okay.
That's so specific.
There was a lot of good things about him.
Sure.
Is that what you're meaning?
So
like, just like
like his good characteristics. Like all humans have good and bad. Some just flex the bad more than the good. This is part of your healing. This is part of you letting go. Not condoning what he's done or not even remotely accepting that was good, but there's characteristics in that being that were good, and a child that you would have are going to have similar good characteristics. And it's not going to happen until you can accept that.
Okay. Can I ask like how I've done a lot of forgiveness work on him, done a lot of breath work around it. I wrote a book about it, blah, blah, blah. But what would be a way, because I'm pretty tough, I can hold the space for someone, but, and I can always find the good in everything, but to hear you say that, my ears want to close, and so,
that's what they're saying. Like, that's exactly what you need to work on.
How do I work on that?
It's funny because there isn't a reading that I've done where somebody hasn't asked that question.
Yeah.
Everything that I bring up, guides give pretty strict instructions, but every single guide reminds you of the free will that you have.
Watch your mic, Kimmy.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
No, you're fine.
I'm not going to put this on podcast. You don't worry about it.
You can use whatever you need.
This is your story, not mine. So
I don't mind if you share, but
okay. This is a retraining of your brain entirely. You look at people from the bad first. You'll see their flaws before you see what they have to offer.
Oh, okay.
And does that resonate?
Yeah, lately I've been doing that a lot. Okay. I'm like, damn, why am I picking them apart?
Not to relive the trauma, but is this around the time that it happened?
Yeah, it is.
There you go. They just told me
like
it was.
every February-ish, I always got to get the fuck out of here. I already got a ticket to Santa Barbara.
Totally, which is currently underwater. Yeah.
Yeah, it is underwater. I know. Yeah. I'm like, damn.
They just told me that it's around the I don't want even. They didn't use anniversary. It's not. I don't want to use. I don't even want to get that. It's around the time it happened.
Yeah, and I thought, damn, I even have a good guy in my life, and I'm still trying to like plan a trip to get away in February. That's always I got to get out of here. That fight,
Totally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
They're just saying that clearing this fully, allowing your body to like fully release that. Oh, you're gonna be so free, Kimmy.
Oh God. Ooh. That makes me so emotional and in like the best way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait because I know my hiccup. I'm aware of most hiccups. That I have, and so I'm I'm getting tired of it. I'm like, damn, this shit's holding me back. And no, thank you.
Yeah.
Not too many readings have been that specific. That was a very specific action point. That was hard for me to hear too. I can only imagine in your soul.
I'm taking deep breaths.
Don't find the good in that.
No, I'm like,
yeah.
Am I in person? No.
No, you're amazing.
No.
That goes without saying. I think every reading that I do, first of all, there's no duality in the universal law. So there is no like you're good or bad. So don't think of yourself that way. When you connect with your guides, whether it's by yourself or through somebody like we're doing right now, again, like there's no bullshit and all they're trying to do is get you to your higher self. And at least in my position of channeling and doing readings, my job is to bring up the things that are blocking you from being able to do that. As a result of you being able to do that, the impact that you're going to have on other people is immense, regardless of if you're in a position of service to others or not. Like even just your vibration that radiates out of you is going to change if you do even one thing of what's coming up in this. Hold on a sec. She's talking. When's the last time you did something for yourself? Not like buying a car or anything like that. Like actually was like, I need this space.
Last September.
Damn time. They're saying it's about damn time to get on that.
Okay.
She's saying not in the bougie way that she normally does it. Like this girl needs to go and be by herself.
Not get your hair did, nails did, everything did.
You need to like go and sit with yourself and stop giving other people the power to help you when you need to learn how to help yourself. That's the first step of healing. You need to become so safe with yourself, it doesn't make you uncomfortable anymore. Because you fill your space with people because you give so much energy to them because you lost that control so long ago. They're being very clear that you don't have to relive your traumas. You need to compartmentalize the differences inside of the trauma. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that.
Like when I'm doing these readings, obviously trauma comes up first, but I kind of see like a lifespan of your traumas. Like I can see the things that have happened. I can see what's been worked on, and they're making sure that we're acknowledging how hard you have worked on these things.
Thank God you said it.
But she's saying you are very well aware of the things that you have stuffed down because of how incredibly uncomfortable they are. And those are the ones that you need to tend to.
Okay.
Specifically, the first one to start with is the first sexual assault.
Yeah.
There is a miscarriage, the most recent one.
Yeah.
The one that happened last.
Yeah.
Okay. You wanted that one more than the rest. Your soul wanted that one more than the rest. She's telling me your soul wanted that one more than this is me telling you that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
She's making sure that she's setting a point here.
Yeah. Like
you did not, you haven't recovered from that.
I feel like the first one was pretty traumatic.
Yeah. The first one, did I say that? Which one was with you?
I don't know which one was with her.
I think you
did
said
I say
the
which
first
one was with you?
The first one was with me.
That's the one that's with you.
The second one, I'm not saying you're wrong. The second one, I was actually excited. I was excited, and then I was disappointed. But then I'm like, I cannot have a baby with this guy. It was with the same. It was several months after my first one. And then I haven't had a miscarriage unless I had one in the last year, but I would have known.
She would have told me. There's like an attachment that you had.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Sometimes I was just thinking the other day, damn, if I wouldn't have had that one, if that miscarriage wouldn't have happened, I'd have a 6-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's freaking crazy. So I do think about it probably once, twice a month. I think about the
She's
big.
Saying you're getting it.
She's saying what?
You're getting it. The best way to describe like what I'm seeing visually is like a cord attached to that soul.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
That's what I mean by you not being over it. Like you haven't severed it and let it go.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's saying for your soul and its soul, it's time to fully sever.
Oh God. Yes, please.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I haven't let it go because I'm like, oh, is that the same soul coming in for when I do have a baby? You know?
Oh.
That's why I haven't really let it go.
He's asking.
I think you're right. That's not going to happen without letting it go, though. Oh, this makes so much more sense.
Okay.
She was pretty adamant about this. So she wasn't going to let me tell you. She wasn't going to let you tell me that you were over it. This makes so much more sense now. She was like kind of not getting aggressive, but she was like, no, you tell her she's not over it.
Oh, I know I'm not over it.
She was like, oh, she's getting defensive. Make sure you tell her. Like, she's telling me this. I'm asking her about the soul. Nothing can happen to this soul until you let it go.
So it's in limbo?
Both souls are in limbo in this particular category. But I think you're right.
Mental note of all the things I need to breathe on.
Yeah.
What am I right about? Oh, the reason why I haven't let it go is because is that the same soul coming in?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So do I need to do the work?
And that would have the good characteristics of your uncle.
Fuck. Come on, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
God, he's disgusting. Come on.
I imagine so.
He's a bad person.
I imagine
so.
so.
The specificity of that.
They say in
Wow.
Breathwork school, when you have a kid, you never name them after someone who's deceased because they carry on the same soul contracts.
So don't do that.
Yeah. You don't have to name him
No,
after
I
your
won't.
uncle.
Oh my God, no.
No, never.
She's saying this to me. It will trigger the fuck out of you.
No.
If you don't heal
Yeah.
this.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, because the baby would. Yeah.
The baby would trigger the fuck out of you.
Got it. Okay. Wait.
And that baby doesn't deserve that.
It doesn't deserve anything getting passed down or to repeat my shit or what's happened.
She's saying,
I can't wait to hear.
Break the generational chains, bitches.
Okay. Break the generational change, bitches.
Break the chain.
Hey,
that's what she said.
The computer froze when you said, I think you're right. I don't know what it.
I think you're right that if you chose to have another child, the next child is going to be the same soul.
Okay. But
it's not going to happen until you sever that cord.
Got it. Done. I'm going to do a breathwork session.
Woo!
You
can
haven't
speak it
let it
right
go.
now. But I want to take a
Yes.
moment and light some candles, and because actually I get emotional thinking about it because then I have to let go of my ex, and I guess I still haven't.
Well, there's a whole other thing that they brought up about your ex, but we've been choosing to talk about the babies for right now.
Oh my God.
There's so much. Humans, we just have so much to learn.
I know.
Your guides say she knows.
Oh yeah.
So there's enough with that.
Yeah.
There's a ton of trauma that comes with that ex.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah. Interesting enough, like I'm getting bits and pieces of it. That's like where actually a decent amount of your trauma was, like in your lifespan when I looked at it. So that's where I went first. But they said two things: one, not yet, and two, like not needed right now. There's other pressing issues that you need to be taken care of. So that's the things that we've just talked about that you need to be taken care of. The cords to your ex are less relevant right now. Don't stress over that.
Oh yeah.
In time, that will happen. Yeah. But the baby that came from that ex, you just are holding on pretty tight.
Okay, you got it. Done. I'll definitely work on it.
The best way to describe how they have felt, you haven't talked to a medium in a minute?
No, I have got, I haven't.
This is them.
They're giddy.
That's what they look like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, I was going to reach out to one and I didn't realize that right there. Here we go. Live.
Little did you know. Here we are. Did your mom have a miscarriage?
She said no. And she also said no abortions, but I don't believe it.
And it was before you. It was before
like right
you.
Before me, or
I'm not getting that information. I'm just getting that it's right before you, or it was before you.
Okay.
Well, maybe it was right before you because I just said it, but it was before you.
Yeah.
Has she had like a slight obsession with you?
Oh, mom? Yeah. Both my parents are obsessed with me.
Yep. More than I don't know how many sisters you have. I just know you have a sister.
I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers, and I'm definitely the chosen child.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That hasn't done you well.
No. It's not good.
Okay. No, you need to use your voice.
You got it.
With that. Specifically with your mom, she is holding you way down.
Okay.
And this is the first time I've been able to see this. This is the first session that I've been able to see attachments of other family members
familial
too.
cords. Is that what you're seeing? Okay.
Cool.
I love this.
So that's cool. I haven't experienced that yet.
Wow.
You're popping my cherry on familial cords.
You got it.
It is connected almost. It's like your solar plexus, your womb. That's like where the cords are connected. Do you have something to say?
Well, I was gonna say. Sorry. No, Erin. No, Erin. Go, Erin. Go.
Well, I pulled the mic up and then I remembered that I get in trouble when I chime in when he's channeling because spirit guides get really protective over who asks them what. And I get that. I was going to ask if you are curious, Kim, because I can't ask it, where it connects to your mom.
Oh, yeah. Like
because it connects from your solar plexus to where on her.
Yeah. Like, for example, no guy's ever been good enough for my parents. I can hear it in their tone of voice. They're like, and Scott's very strong man, and he's very kind. And I've never had that before. And he's there. He's there for me. But I can hear it in their tone. And so, and then that actually has I give it too much power. Mom, fuck off. I have my life. You have yours. Like, there's not. I mean, like, he's a good person. Just go, because when I kind of gauge, like, to my parents, like, if they don't like him, he's out. That's how it's been with every guy. If they don't like him,
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying. I give him too much power.
Your mom had a pretty tough upbringing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, she did.
Disgusting sexual abuse in there.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
gross.
Yeah. The, cords don't start at her.
Yeah.
At least as what I'm seeing. So, yeah, girl, you need to use your voice big time on this. You need to start communicating about this because she will continue to drag you down if you don't.
I also hold myself back because it feels like I piss everyone off. If I'm shining too bright, it makes everyone upset.
So
that's
what your guys are saying. So,
yeah. And I need to stop doing that. I need to giddy up.
You're not doing it to yourself either, though. Is what they're saying. The external representation is just what you're doing to yourself inside too. You have internal dialogue that's not letting you shine brightly internally either though. So start there is what they're saying.
Yeah, my internal dialogue is pretty hardcore.
Not nice. Yeah.
It's hardcore. That's why I got 2 breathwork sessions in this last week and I'm like, there you are.
Totally. They're giving me the sign. They give me this kind of when we're there's not a whole lot else coming in.
Okay.
It's enough. That's enough for you to bear for now. It's
dang, that
too
was
much
good.
more. And do you have any questions for them though? Because I'm still connected.
Maybe around my stubbornness. I'm pretty freaking connected and, but I also don't listen to people because I don't really have but I will listen to you guys.
Yeah, because your voice was taken away.
Oh, yeah.
You need to understand that so much was taken away from you. You need to recognize that.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. She's saying she didn't get it. That's what your guy just said.
No, I just want to make sure I'm not being resistant
No, from an energy perspective, I don't feel that you are resistant.
Okay, good. That's
I can feel fear. I feel your fear. Yep. I don't feel the stubbornness of not taking care of these things.
Right.
At all.
No.
I don't feel that at all. I feel anger, but anger comes back to fear. Everything comes back to fear when we're talking about this kind of stuff, though. This wasn't easy for you to hear. I'm well aware of that. I can feel your body.
Yeah. It's like my brain goes, damn, I did 10 years of therapy work around this more, but it's
100%.
Just a newer, it's
They're
just
wanting
the layer.
to really highlight. She's wanting to really highlight that you need to do this. Don't give other people power to help you. The last straw of this is re-empowering yourself.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Hence why you need to be alone. You need to go be with yourself for a couple days.
Okay.
And really sit with it.
Okay. Thank you. That was powerful.
This feels very full circle because this literally wouldn't be here if it weren't
because
for
of you. I couldn't do this without you.
That is so sweet. Thank you.
Thanks for being vulnerable to do that.
Oh, yeah. I'm down.
Man, imagine where you would be without, I think sometimes when people get readings and it's oh shit, I have so much to do, so much work. But let's just honor for a second. And they said this too, but like, where would you be now if it hadn't been for all the work that you've put in? Like all the breathwork sessions, all the therapy, all the shadow work, like all that. You are bright light in this world. Like I see you changing lives left and right. So this is just a testament to like, it doesn't matter like where you are on the spectrum. Like we've all got layers that we could still continue working through as we're also bright lights and fulfilling our purpose and doing all those things. Like I don't know. We get stuck in the either or, the polarities.
Well, I mean, I had a reading yesterday and I ended and I was like, you need to understand like your soul is beautiful. It's radiating and it's attractive and it's only going to continue to be that way. This has nothing to do with that. This is elevating yourself into a new state of frequency, a new state of vibration that you're scared to go to. And this is a reminder that those things are there. And I think deep down, most people know that they're there. Anybody that I read, I'm not bringing up new stuff. Although sometimes people are so traumatized they, from a coping perspective, forget it. But like, it's there. It's still there. And we all have stuff swept under the rug. Like, we're human. I have stuff that keeps fucking coming up. Stop it.
That's why we're here. Like, this is human school, Earth school. Like, this is literally why we're here.
Yeah. You going over the miscarriage, that really blows me away. Because I was thinking about it just not that long ago. I'm like, dang, why do I keep thinking about this damn baby? And that miscarriage, like it was almost 7 years ago. Like, come on.
Cut the cords, let it free.
Okay.
And then, wait, I'm curious now to understand. Does that mean, so if she's able to release that one soul, then it will be available to be rebirthed?
Like there's two prerequisites to having a kid. The first one is to take care of that. The other one is this kid is going to have good characteristics of your first sexual assault or molestation or whatever you want to talk about. And you need to be able to be okay with those good characteristics. It sounds really fucked up.
No, on a soul level, like, I know what you're saying.
Okay, I am not telling you to be okay with anything.
I know. This
is Josh talking. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, on a soul level, I know exactly what you mean by what you say that. Okay. On that. I know what you mean.
You have eliminated the majority of the people around you that have those same characteristics. Do you understand that?
Subconsciously.
Because of how triggered you get. Understandably so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a C-section. I got all my blades out.
100%. But that's really hard to do with your own kid.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't had one yet. I'm like, God damn, I'm going to have to get through all these layers.
Your two prerequisites. There's those two. And that's free will here. You don't have to have a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
If you want a kid, great. If you don't, great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you would have a kid, the two things that would have to happen if you wanted a kid. That's what they're telling me. I don't see a kid this year.
Yeah.
So know that. I have seen that.
For other people, yeah.
I don't see that. So dilly.
Take a breath.
I know. No, it's good. You can say anything to me. Don't take my body symptoms personally.
I'm not.
My body's shaking.
They're yours.
My body's shaking.
They're yours, not mine. I'm well aware of what your body's doing, but they're yours, not mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's good. Damn, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was awesome.
I love you, dude.
I love you too.
You definitely you have no choice. Well, you have to be one. You have to be open. I'm well aware who's open, who's not. That's easy. I don't even need to talk to your guides to know that. Two, though, there's like a level of vulnerability that you have to like release. Every single person I talk to, we're talking about deep, heavy, dark, uncomfortable things.
The densest parts of them.
The level of vulnerability that has to exist in order for that to happen is admirable.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're a wide open vessel. This wasn't difficult to get information. I have had that before.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I know they're open, but yeah.
No,
You've probably experienced that, and you facilitate. Can you tell when a person, or how do you help a person open? Or is that not your job?
No, I just don't push them, and I just hold that space, and I give them about 15 minutes or so, and then they're like, okay, she's not here to hurt me. And, then you can feel the body soften, but I have to kind of let them, I have to wait till they open.
Yeah.
And then it's rare, but if they do not open, they're like, I don't feel any different. And I'm like, just give it a couple of days,
For sure.
I don't push it. I'm like, today's just what today brought, and let's do it again. So,
Yep.
But
I'm sorry I hijacked this podcast.
No.
Nope. I'm not sorry. Your guides hijacked this podcast.
No, I needed it because I've been praying for a fucking opening. I need it because I just hold back, not helping anyone.
You are for sure not alone with your throat chakra and root chakra being off.
Whew.
It's probably the majority of people that I read.
Yeah.
Like your heart chakra is vibing.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, your heart chakra is great. You've had like some digestive issues, but it has nothing to do with your solar plexus or sacral. And you have to pee?
I do have to pee. I have to pee, and I have a session coming up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry that it kind of hijacked the podcast, but it was meant to be.
No.
Let it be what it was meant to be.
Thank you. Oh my God. I can't wait to get a breathwork session in and let this stuff go.
You know what you got to do.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what our podcasts are going to be. We're going to have like guests come on, and then the guys are just going to be like,
yeah.
It's our new normal.
Yeah, because it gets loud, like you said. Sometimes I'll hang out with people and their souls are screaming at me. And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I have to say this. I said, your soul is screaming at me. So
yeah, take it or leave it.
But that is really, this is going to be awesome. Thank you.
It already is.
Thank you. Because I felt so stuck. I'm like, well, I'm stuck because I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm just letting things do their thing, and here I am just focusing online and doing my breathwork sessions, and it's just killing me.
Come back online. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You are so gifted.
You're welcome. Thanks to you.
I know.
Thank you.
You opened me up.
Oh man,
sure did. Speaking of us doing breathwork, first of all, I'm gonna sign up because this has reminded me how much I miss breathing. It's been way too long.
Kimberly's like, I know, bitch.
Yes, but tell the listeners what you've got as far as February, right?
For February, I'm doing 50% off private breathwork session and 50% off all downloads. I have tons of breathwork downloads.
Huge.
Close to 50 downloads to choose from. Yeah, just use sale 50 all in caps at checkout for the breathwork downloads.
I'm going to go sign up literally right when we hang out.
Y'all are silly if you don't take advantage of this.
Yeah, you never know. You might be psychic. Just do a breathwork session and you might just be psychic.
I was breathing for chronic illness and now I'm talking to spirits.
I know.
So
oh my gosh.
You never know.
Don't fear your powerlessness, and also don't fear your power, because who knows what will crack open.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Love you, Kim.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I needed this more than you know.
Same.
We did it. I don't know what happened, but we did it. Listeners, thanks for listening to this one.
Hey, take a turn.
Stay open.
Stay so fucking open.
Bye.
Bye.